Hello, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'm really excited about this video because I'm going to be showing you something that I probably am safe to say you have never seen anything like this before. And I know it sounds really hypey, but the concept that I'm trying to try and get over to you in the next few minutes is, as it says here at the bottom here, a revolutionary way of working online. Look, I'll be honest with you, I come from a very corporate background, and when I started working online, I did see a lot of the get-rich-quick schemes, and I dived into those, learned a lot of painful lessons, a lot of financial lessons, but over the time I've also realised that in order to be successful online, you really do need to have the same ingredients, if you like, to a corporate business. So what I'm going to talk about today is how you look and find or create a sustainable business model. So you're working smarter, not harder. It then has to be accessible, i.e. 80% of people can do it. Now there is a rule, an economic rule, which is quite famous, about the 80-20 rule. I'm not going to go into that in any detail, but it has to be an accessible product business proposition. And also it has to be duplicatable, and I'm using the example of McDonald's. You know, no matter where you walk into a McDonald's in the world, you're going to get the same standard. Whether you think that's a good or a bad standard, that's up to you, but essentially you're going to get the same standard. And also, as with all businesses at the moment, is looking for emerging markets, and the emerging markets at the moment are China, Asia, Africa and South America. So I know you may be sat at home thinking, well, I only just want to earn a couple of $100s a month, I'm not looking to build a big business. That's absolutely fine, honestly, but you still need to make sure that you're attaching yourself to something that is very much similar to, or has this sort of background. Okay, well, I've got lots to go through today, so without any further ado, let's crack on. So first of all, we're going to look at the sustainable business model. Now at the moment, Winning Concepts is linked with a business called Xplocial. Now it is a new and upcoming business, however it has to have, no matter what business you're involved in, it has to have these ingredients. It needs to have a trusted and a really experienced CEO, not some kid who's working outside of his mum and dad's bedroom or something like that, or working out of a garage, or has just bought a program for $100 off the internet and is using that to fleece you out of your hard-earned cash. It's got to have real products, it's got to have big commissions so you get profitable quickly, it's got to have regular payments. Now whether those are daily, weekly, monthly, doesn't matter, but you have to have regular payments in order to be able to plan your future. And also it has to have innovation. Any business that stands still is going to go backwards really, really quickly. Now Xplocial exploits all these to the full and is proving to be really, really profitable, and obviously is growing really, really quickly. And what's more, you get paid weekly. But the big question now is it accessible? Could 80% of people do that business? Well, let's be honest, there are challenges to any business online. In order to be successful, you need to build a list. You need to be able to find referrals, you need to be able to build a team, and you need to understand the 80-20 rule, where 80% of your results are going to be produced by 20% of your people. And this is the major roadblock for people who want to build a business online. They try to fast track it by getting to get-rich-quick schemes, going to hip schemes, going into advertising rev share programs, and at the end they're all doomed to failure because the business model is not sustainable. And these are the results. So between 10 and 20% of people will recruit. I've put pill there, so I do apologise, there's a bit of a typo there, but I'm not going to change it now. So 10 to 20% of people will do what it takes. They will do whatever it takes to become successful. And only, this is the big shocker, only 0.01%, that's 1 in every 100 people in the big name programs, will make anything more than $400 a month in profit. Now we all dream of what we commonly call the laptop lifestyle. Well, believe you me, this is a big, big barrier. Why is it a big barrier? Because people drop out, they get fed up, they get disillusioned, and they walk into the next big shiny object. Well, I've got a warning for you. The contents of this presentation are going to be original, innovative and inspiring, so please stick with me. So where do we make this business, how do we make this business duplicatable? How do we get that McDonald's factor? Well, I've got a really simple but very innovative way of doing this business. And when I say this business, I'm using the Xplocial business model as our back end, and I'm not going to get into the wherewithals about front ends and back ends, but you just need to understand that this same business model will work for any business that you may be involved in. It's entirely up to you, but if you're coming within winning concepts, then we're going to be talking about the Xplocial business as our back end. So I'm going to introduce you to a couple of things here now. So the first one is Penny Matrix. Now some of you may or may not have heard of it, but we're going to talk about Penny Matrix. We're going to talk about this guy here. This guy's called Tracy Davison, and we're going to talk about this company here, which is called Pinoy Recruiters. Now, like I say, I'm going to give you some fair warning. If you give me 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how we're going to use these things here to make you an absolute fortune online in the next 2, 3, 4 months. And like I say, the contents are going to be very innovative, very original, and I would hope they're going to be very inspiring for you. Okay, so let's talk about Penny Matrix. Now, Penny Matrix is going to be our front end. This is how we are going to recruit people into Xplocial. So what is Penny Matrix? Well, quite simply, it's a 2x4 matrix, which basically means that once you come in at the top, you then are able to be, you go too wide, and any overspill is forced into the layers below, and you get paid up to 14 layers down. It's only $7 monthly fee. $7, that's the price of a decent sandwich. You get 11 ebooks. And you also get an additional one each month that you're involved in the business. Once your matrix is filled, you will bring in $6,500 monthly. So there's a sizable income once that happens. However, the magic in Penny Matrix is this. You get a 100% matching bonus for everybody that you bring in. So if once everybody else's matrices start to fill, then you will get whatever they're getting in bonuses. So in this case, if you bring in 2 people who have got a filled matrix, you've got 6,500 plus 6,500 off your 2 people, plus your 6,500 is a nice monthly income. And the beauty of this process is that you do not need to wait for your matrix to fill. You will be paid monthly based on how many people are in your team. So you don't have to wait months and years for your matrix to fill to get paid out. You will get paid out monthly based on the size of your team. However, the very clever people on there will be thinking, hang on a minute, I've been involved in matrices before. How am I going to find 32,000 people to fill this matrix? And hey, that's a really good question. And I promise you, this is the last time you're going to see this, but again, the contents that I'm going to share with you now are going to absolutely blow your mind. Do you remember this guy here? I spoke to you before, Tracy Davison. Now, he is a network marketing millionaire. He has got a huge business reputation, which he exploited during the company called Zeek Rewards. He had a business plan for Zeek Rewards, and it worked brilliantly. He's now innovated that and expanded on that business plan, and we are going to really ride on the back of that business plan, that wave that he's going to create. So Tracy has a list of over 200,000 people waiting to walk into Penny Matrix. He is also in the middle of creating a bespoke call center with 10,000 agents, and that's called Pinoy Recruiters. Now, with these two factors in play, then we have a fantastic opportunity, and let me explain to you how. Pinoy Recruiters are going to be challenged to recruit 5 new agents or affiliates every single day. Remember, there's 10,000 of them. That's 50,000 new recruits every single day that are going to be recruited into Penny Matrix. So this is where we are at the moment. So this is Tracy and his team. We are going to be joining Tracy's team, downline from him, but we're going to be joining Tracy's team. Now remember, these agents and these people here are going to start to walk into this Penny Matrix, not directly underneath us, but we will get massive spillover. Tracy's predicting that by the end of August, beginning of September, there will be 1 million new people in Penny Matrix. Now remember that we talked about how am I going to get 32,000 people to fill up my matrix? Well, guess what? You've just done it, and it's taken no effort on your part at all. And again, using this Pinoy Recruiters, his target is to bring in 10 million people during the course of 2014. And his overall target is to hit a Netflix version of the ebooks world, and he wants to bring in 35 million. That is his target, that's his aspiration. And guess what? We are going to be sat up here reaping those monthly rewards from our filled matrices. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, first of all, you've got a great opportunity to get into Penny Matrix and make some money. Okay. However, we started talking about a duplicatable business. Well, look, we now have a way of finding recruits and literally getting those people into our businesses. And the way we've found it is by working with a company or a team called Team Tsunami. And they are able to give us effectively a shopping list. So if you wanted 2 sign-ups into Penny Matrix, it's going to cost you $50. 6 sign-ups, $100. 17 sign-ups, $250. Up to 100 sign-ups for $1,000. Now these aren't people who are registering. These are people who are paid up and signed up to your Penny Matrix business. Okay. Now Team Tsunami have been using these this shopping list, if you like, to build their Penny Matrix team, but also their Xplocial team, which is the key thing that I want to get over to you now. So let's just go and crunch some numbers using the Team Tsunami model. So let us assume that you've purchased 6 Penny Matrix recruits for $100. Okay, you are going to then promote them into the platinum membership using the Team Tsunami method, and we will start to expose them to the Xplocial business. So your initial costs are $129 for your platinum membership in Xplocial, plus $100 for your 6 Penny Matrix team. So let's say in your first month 2 of your 6 people come into Xplocial. That gives you $258, or, which is the Team Tsunami numbers are, 4 people come into your Xplocial business, and that gives you $516. That is a profit at the low end of $29, or a profit at the high end of $287 within your first month. Now these new recruits here understand the Team Tsunami method, they understand that we're bringing people into Penny Matrix, and we are then exposing them to Xplocial, and guess what? They're going to want to do exactly the same thing. So in your second month now, you have 4 people who've now come into your business, which gives you $516, or you could even have 16 people now in your second month in the business, providing with $2,000, which could be profits of $600 or over $2,000, depending on how you structure your business. Duplicating again into your third month with 8 new people, plus 64 new people, plus the business that you've recruited into your old, the continuing residual income that you're going to get. Look at the profits that you're making. Even on a really conservative number, you're looking at $2,000 within your third month, or over $10,000 in your third month if we go for the high numbers. Now, as I say, this isn't pie in the sky, this is working for the Team Tsunami, this is their system. We are just going to be riding on the back of that and using that system to build our Xplocial business. Okay, so we're going to quickly talk about the emerging markets and how we're going to exploit these new untapped areas for online making profits and helping these countries. It's really simple. Do you have $7? Do you know 2 people who've got $7? Well, if the answer is yes, it's a really achievable business to be working from if you're looking at these sorts of companies, these sorts of countries. Tracy already has plans in place to exploit what you might call the emerging markets. So as we get these people in, our revolutionary way of working is going to be that we're going to bring people into the Penny Matrix, and we're going to use the team from Pinoy to help duplicate ourselves into the Penny Matrix team. We're going to recruit our Penny Matrix team into Xplocial, and then we're going to use our money or our profits from Xplocial to keep that circle going, just keep buying those recruits. So remember, we're going to be making a lot of money over the next couple of months through Xplocial, and then on the back end of that, Penny Matrix is going to kick in, and when all those people start to pile into Penny Matrix, you need to be really well positioned to make some money out of both of those businesses. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye bye.